Hey guys, Kudus Campbell here for thebuttonsmashers.com, and this is our review for Nioh Complete Edition.
So this spirit shall guide me to the kingdom of gold.
Games that are difficult just to be difficult are not my forte. I don't consider myself enough of a masochist to invest much time in them, so this is what I would consider an uncommon occurrence. The previous game of this nature that I played was the first Dark Souls game, and after dying due to a one-hit kill from a giant monster in the first big room that I entered, I was like, nope, you don't need this level of frustration in this life. Nope. Due to that experience, I avoided every preceding Souls games as well as Bloodborne. Now enter Nioh. When I initially saw this title, I thought it was just some random samurai team action game similar to the once famous but not forgotten Onimusha series. A game that embodied the essence of the samurai and Japanese mystical culture is what I thought, and after playing it I can confidently say that it's pretty much that. Yes, it's got some of that Souls difficulty that I didn't fancy, but in a way, I feel like it's a bit diluted in this game. I didn't experience the same level of difficulty spike that I did with the original Dark Souls game, and who knows, it may just be as difficult and I've just become better at games. But for some reason I doubt that. This is because I found Nioh to be quite manageable and pretty early too. Also, I suck at games. By the time I felt I had the basics of the battle system down, I proceeded to farm as much as I would in a standard JRPG. And in a way, I guess you can call it that, a JRPG. It's also got a lot of role-playing tropes, like leveling up and issuing stat points, along with a setting in ancient Japan. So pretty much a JRPG, right? Well, it doesn't really matter. It allows me to grind in an enjoyable way, and I'm also happy to oblige. By the time I defeated the first boss, I was 3 times the level the game had recommended, and oh did it feel so good to smack him into submission. You see, this was a boss who defeated me numerous times, his horribly disfigured face seeming to mock me with his stupid impossible smile as he killed my character over and over and over. But never did it feel cheap. And this is what I believe fans of games like Dark Souls understood all these years while I didn't. Every time I was defeated, it felt like it was my fault. Either I didn't tap the dodge button quickly enough, or maybe I'm just not timing my attacks as I should. In essence, it was always my fault for not being good or patient enough, not the games. And I've heard people mention similar things about the Souls games, but I didn't experience it myself until I'd played this game. The version of Nioh played for the review was the PC version, and it ran pretty well considering that my system is one that most would consider a mid-range system. The frame rate of the game ranged somewhere between 53 and 60 on average for me. In darker lit areas and when locked onto enemies, it was perfect, but when moving freely around the map or in brightly lit areas, it would fluctuate. I didn't find this too bad given that I was running the game on its highest settings, so should I have desired better performance, I could have just lowered my settings a bit. Visually, the game was stunning, and I don't think that I can say much more about it than that, so just look at the gameplay on screen and you decide for yourself if you agree with me or not. As for the controls, they're simple, and every button press feels immediate, even the slow weapons like the axe and hammers. I've heard mentioned that there is no official keyboard support for this title, however, I couldn't conceive why someone would want to play a game like this with a keyboard in the first place. Not that it shouldn't have that option for those who are outside of my conception, but if you really want it, I'm sure there's an unofficial option. Though, if you don't have a controller, I would recommend sitting this one out. As for the game's plot, let's see. It's nothing much to write about. It's a plot so that the player can have a reason to fight evil. It's got some moments that got my attention, like every moment the beautiful Akatsu was on screen, but that's just because I've already waifued her. And so according to the waifu guidebook, subsection 4, paragraph 6, and I quote, "The waifu must always be adored whenever in her presence," end quote. On a more serious note, the story setting is a dark fantasy version of Japanese warring states period. The years of strife of this period caused yokai to come out of hiding, and ravage the land. The protagonist is named William Adams, a western samurai with raging blonde hair and the deepest blue eyes, who fights against demons and specters. As you play, you will experience his cutthroat life by the sword as he journeys through a foreign land.
A cat clock. Hanzo's ways are curious indeed. Even cats speak in these lands.
The game is broken up into stages that can be completed once unlocked and repeated if you wish to grind as I did. Between stages you can train, take on side missions, forge new tools, buy equipment, and so much more. The amount of customization is almost infinite, and I can't believe I have to say this, but you don't get any random loot boxes that have become the norm in the industry these days. Everything you need is already in the game and it's just single player goodness for the most part. There are only few multiplayer aspects like the dead bodies of fallen players that can be battled at your own leisure throughout each stage. So, with all that I've had to say about this game, here's my final verdict. Nioh is one of the best games I've played this year, and easily one of my favorite titles of this generation. It's got that Onimusha feel with modern gorgeous graphics accompanied by a fair but tough battle system, as well as a theme and setting that I'm a big fan of. The game is one that I think players that like tough and rewarding games should consider getting. As for everyone else, well, you should consider getting it too, but that's only if it sounds like something that you may enjoy. Thank you very much for watching this review of Nioh Complete Edition. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to leave us a like and a comment in the comment section below to let us know what you think about the game. And if you'd like to see more content like this from us, make sure to subscribe to this channel.